Okay, so this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I never really knew where to start with it. And we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball today, the Dragon Ball franchise in a whole, and we're going to be kind of comparing it to One Piece, but only one particular thing because we could go on all day comparing Dragon Ball Z to One Piece. To me, they're the two best top animes. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, but I'm currently watching One Piece, and I can quite honestly say that I love them both for totally different reasons, but also a lot of the same reasons. But one of the one things that One Piece does really well that I wish Dragon Ball, in particular Dragon Ball Super, seeing as though that's come after One Piece, whereas Dragon Ball Z came before One Piece. But one thing that One Piece has done really well that I wish Dragon Ball Super could have incorporated a little bit more is the change of outfits of characters. Now I'm going to let that sink in a little bit, but basically what I mean is, when you think of Goku, you think of Goku in the orange gi, the orange and blue gi, obviously his typical uniform. And the same goes for characters like Luffy and, Vegeta in the Saiyan armor, obviously Luffy in the straw hat and his jean shorts and what have you. But basically, you know, throughout the whole of One Piece, Luffy's gone through so many different character outfits, yet he himself kind of stays the same, apart from maybe when he goes into like Gear 2, he kind of turns a little pink and starts steaming, and, Gear 4, it becomes like Bounce Man and things like that. He physically changes then, but for the most part, Luffy's only change is an outfit change, and it's something so simple, yet so effective. If we look at Luffy, we've got classic Luffy, and then we've got all these different versions of Luffy. At the moment he's in Wano and he's kind of wearing like a robe, a traditional samurai robe. Now it's something so simple yet so effective. Obviously because we're so used to seeing him for hundreds of episodes in his classic outfit, when we see him in a different outfit, it's like, it's a little bit of a shock to the system, but it's a nice shock to the system. It's good to see him in something different. Now don't get me wrong, Goku in Dragon Ball Z, he had he did have different uniforms, different outfits. For example, when he came back from Yard Rat, he had the Yard Rat outfit. But how many episodes did he wear it for? I don't think he wore it for too many. But don't get me wrong, it was still good to see him in it for the few different episodes that we did. And obviously, once again, it's a shock to the system. For hundreds of episodes of Dragon Ball Z, we're used to seeing him in, in the classic orange and blue, and then all of a sudden he shows up and he's wearing this alien outfit, literally. It's interesting to see. The outfit comes with a story. Like, if you just saw, if you're used to seeing Goku in his normal uniform, and then all of a sudden you see him in this new uniform, obviously you want to know what the story is behind it. Same with Luffy and the samurai outfit. If you haven't watched One Piece in a while, then all of a sudden you see Luffy wearing this new outfit, you're thinking, oh, what's going on here? It just adds another layer to the story. And that, like I say, that's one of the great things about One Piece. Characters don't need to, one of the bad things about Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, is how, Super Saiyan God is red hair, then obviously you've got Super Saiyan Blue with the blue hair, and then you've got Ultra Instinct with the, like back to the black hair, but with a little bit of silver. It's all kind of bullshit. But with One Piece, you don't need that. I mean, like I say, Luffy does kind of transform as he goes through the gears, but for the most part, because nobody else particularly does that. Like, for instance, Zoro, he don't have any sort of physical transformation. The only way you can change Zoro is with a haircut or a uniform change, which he's had throughout the series. And Zoro probably not as much as Luffy, but that's just an example. Another great example would be Frankie. Now Frankie, he's obviously, he's part cyborg, and if you look at Frankie post time skip, he's got like the Ace Ventura hair and he's a pretty big guy, but then he comes back after the time skip, and don't get me wrong, he's a lot bigger. But one of the things that they incorporated with him was the simple fact that he can change his haircut on demand. So it's kind of like, he's pretty much hardly changing anything, but he's changing loads at the same time, because we all know how effective a haircut can be. I mean, look at this picture of Goku with his classic haircut and a different haircut. He looks kind of like a completely different guy, but it's just interesting because there's obviously some sort of story behind it. Now, there's no particular story when Frankie changes his haircut. He can have like the skinhead, the mohawk, he's got all these different haircuts, but it's just interesting, and it's kind of pleasing to look at. It's something different to look at, basically. You know, but anyway, going back to how I wish Dragon Ball Z had took this from One Piece. Basically, it's because you know Dragon Ball Z at the moment it's relying on basically hair color change. You know, obviously one of the best things about Dragon Ball Z and the transformations in Dragon Ball Z is the transformation from Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2 is hardly anything. I mean, when Gohan did it, he basically got like an extra strand of hair and there was some electric within his transformation, you know, within the aura it had like electric going around and things like that. I think you guys know what I'm on about if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z. And basically, the same for Goku, you know, his hair never really changed that much from his Super Saiyan 1 hair. It probably did change a little bit, but, you know, they want a drastic change. Whereas now we've got into Dragon Ball Super, you know, like I say, for Super Saiyan God, we're going red, and then Super Saiyan Blue, we're obviously getting the blue hair. It's just one of those things where it's like, what's going to come next? I'd have preferred it if Super Saiyan God was kind of the aura changed rather than the hair color changed. So, you know, let's say Goku, he's normally got a blue aura. Well, when he goes into Super Saiyan God, he looks the exact same as Super Saiyan, but he's got like a new red aura. That'd have been better for me. But like I say, we're talking about the outfits here, so one of the things that I think Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball could have done to like give an excuse for our characters to use new outfits is in One Piece they're constantly traveling, so they might go to an island where it's cold and snowy, so the characters obviously can't wear the normal uniforms, they need to wrap up warm, which gives them an excuse to wear a coat. Something as simple as a coat can be so effective. And to be fair, Dragon Ball Super did do this in the latest Broly movie. Now, Goku and Vegeta, they've got the classic uniforms on, you know, Vegeta's wearing the Saiyan armor and Goku's got his gi, but they're wearing a coat on top, so it's just kind of interesting. Like I say, it's just one of those things where it just adds that tiny little bit of layer, and it's just that extra bit of thought. But one of the things that I'd like to see Dragon Ball Super do is get back to some traveling. I think I'd like to see the characters, and not just Goku and Vegeta, I'm on about the whole Z team. I'd like to see them travel some alien planets, and on these alien planets, they have to change the uniform. Oh, they don't have to, but it'd be good if they did, because obviously, you know, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the uniforms. It'd be good to see characters take advantage of the surrounding to change the uniform. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm saying it'd be good to see the characters take advantage of it. It'd be good to see the people who are making Dragon Ball. And currently Dragon Ball is on like a hiatus. Dragon Ball Super is hopefully going to come back at some point. But when it does, I hope they take advantage of travelling different planets and making the most of giving characters new uniforms. Now currently, if anyone's reading the Dragon Ball Super manga, Vegeta's actually training on Yardrat, the same place where Goku got, you know, one of his most iconic different uniforms from. So everyone, I think there's some fan art out there of Vegeta basically wearing like the Yardrat uniform, and you know everyone's buzzing with that. You know, people are happy to see him in it. People would be even more happy to see him in it if it, you know, if it came true and Vegeta showed up wearing the Yardrat uniform. But even still, Dragon Ball Super, it's being a bit lazy there. Well, it's not being lazy because it fits into the story, but seeing the Yardrat uniform, it's not going to be anything new. It'll be new for Vegeta to wear it, but as a Dragon Ball fan, we have seen it before, so it'd be good for them to incorporate some totally new outfits. And like I say, going back to One Piece, something as simple as a samurai robe, Luffy wearing a samurai robe, it's so effective. You know, he almost looks like a completely new character. He looks badass. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, I know One Piece is going to incorporate more uniforms and things like that. I mean, currently in the latest chapter, you know, Sanji's wearing gloves and Chopper's wearing like a little samurai outfit, and, you know, all the characters are kitted out in new outfits. And like I say, it's just so interesting and good to look at. As a fan of visual media, it's good to see these characters wearing something different. And like I say, I just hope and wish that Dragon Ball Super, if it does come back, that they can really take advantage of, you know, the world of Dragon Ball, the world of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and you know the world of the Dragon Ball franchise. It's so massive and vast. It's surprising to me that the characters are so limited in what they wear. Anyway, now that we've opened it up to new universes and, you know, hopefully new planets and things like that, we will get a few different outfit changes. But anyway, if you guys know what I'm talking about and you'd like to see some new uniforms in Dragon Ball Super, or you're a fan of One Piece and you love the fact that the characters have got so many, you know, different outfit changes and things like that, hit like and subscribe and look out for my next video, and I'll see you guys next time.